What's up, guys? If you're interested in hanging out and chatting with me while I grab footage that you'll likely see in future videos, head on over to my Twitch channel linked in the description below, where we can talk all things COD, gaming, whatever life throws at us. Hope to see you there, but let's get back into the content at hand. Next week is undoubtedly a big week for Call of Duty, and pending what happens along the way, it'll be a lot to talk about, a lot to digest. But right now, there's one big thing dead set and certain on that calendar. That's the reveal for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, currently set for this upcoming Wednesday, August 26th. Now, we saw our first teaser trailer released at the end of the Easter egg hunt, but for now, we don't know too much of what's going to happen. But the curious part is that Warzone looks to be tied into this reveal in some capacity or another, prompting the idea that we'll see the live event finally happening within Warzone, to which that's what I discussed with you here today. What can you expect of this live event? What should you be ready for? How high should your expectations be? And other things alike. We're going to be discussing that and more in today's video, so as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think is going to happen in Verdansk this upcoming week? What kind of event? And as well, if you enjoy the video, feel free to drop a like if you want to, and do be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Black Ops Cold War and Warzone on a daily basis. It's looking like it's going to be getting pretty exciting here rather soon, so stick it here so you don't miss any of that. But anyways, the full reveal of Black Ops Cold War is coming. We had that teaser, but we're likely going to be seeing some campaign-related stuff here with this upcoming week, since there is a storyline this time around, unlike Black Ops 4, where there wasn't a traditional campaign, so there really wasn't anything that needed to be storyline related. I would imagine this is where we likely learn the confirmation of the setting, maybe some characters, a basic plot premise, and so on. But the key part that doesn't make a ton of sense is that in both the teaser trailer and the tweet from Call of Duty, it indicated Verdansk in particular. In that description of the YouTube video, it said Verdansk August 26th. Same thing goes with a couple of tweets that we've seen now from Call of Duty. So while we'll most likely see a trailer or something go out on the official Call of Duty channels, Verdansk and Warzone certainly seem to be the place to be, and many can assume for some sort of reveal firsthand, with that content then going out on the official standalone channels like Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and the likes shortly thereafter. But in what capacity will we see this sort of thing happen? Right now, that's the million-dollar question, as we just simply don't know. We don't have any idea or anything that really gives us a definitive sticking point to say that's what's going to happen. Ever since Season 5's kickoff, where there's an overlay of live on the Warzone main menu tile, which, unfortunately, hate to be the bearer of bad news, that isn't anything. It's just a poorly placed live feed icon, as if it was some sort of heads-up display. That icon was just on the main menu overlay. It's nothing of any real significance, pointing to a live event, but many are thinking that it could be something of a Fortnite-style live event, and while I do hope that's the case, I'm not sure that I'm ready to commit to that idea just yet, out of fear of getting my expectations up too high. I also think that we've recently seen with the introductions of TVs around the map in various buildings, houses, and elsewhere, that perhaps this is the smaller scale end of the spectrum, where it just simply plays the trailer on a loop on those devices around the map, playing but not taking away from the gameplay in any way. You can check it out in-game if you actually want to, but it doesn't take away from the gameplay you're trying to accomplish. Another thought is that maybe it could be something else entirely different. Maybe it doesn't invade on the gameplay experience, but it also does utilize the full force of Warzone in the in-game marketing. Perhaps it's something as simple as we have the trailer play during the pre-game lobby. Maybe it's something like the previous boot videos in Season 1 and Season 2, where it plays by default upon loading into the game, but you can choose to drop in and skip that by holding X, A, or whatever you have bound on PC and completely skipping that. That way, the 75 million unique logins get to see that trailer without any real marketing needed. It's free real estate at that point, so it would have a ton of eyes on it and would be something that would just plaster that message of a new Call of Duty right in front of everybody. If I were to bet, it's one of those three. But again, my expectations, though I want them to be high, I'm not committing just yet mentally for the fear of disappointing myself. But theoretically, let's run down the grand event here. What could be a live event? How would it work? Admittedly, I think that maybe we do see something happen as the culmination of what we've seen many times beforehand, leaked, data mined, and building upon the progressive storyline and Easter egg that we've seen in Warzone so far. Firstly, those bunkers. With the Cold War step-by-step reveal happening in each day opening up a new area of the map, we finally now have a full reason to have these locations, which previously were walled off. The Bunker 11 Easter egg months ago at the end of Season 3 was some sort of catalyst that let us know that something was worthwhile in the bunkers, but the rest were kind of strung along as bait. And we found out why, because they dealt with directly Black Ops Cold War's marketing. But at the time of that, we had no idea that that would have been the case. The biggest one, though, was that finale, that last bunker out by Tavorsk Park that capped off the Cold War Easter egg locations in Warzone, and that one had the Soviet rocket in the bunker and the subsidiary silo. We know that Warzone is going to be a shared application between Modern Warfare, Cold War, and likely whatever's to follow afterwards, but the many aspects and how that will all work is still, of course, a mystery and one that I want to touch on here in this video, but we'll get there in just a bit of time. A few months ago, it leaked that Black Ops Cold War would have its own map, so naturally something that played into the hands of the upcoming game, thematically with a time period, the locale, and other things alike. But how do we then transition from the Warzone map that we have of Verdansk that we see today and make that a part of what we'll see in the future? Well, maybe that rocket from the new bunker is launched. I don't think that it would necessarily nuke the map, but perhaps it launches, it fails in a sense, and then maybe falls and starts to transform the map into what we see of the transition into the Black Ops Cold War Warzone map. So a gradual bleed over rather than just a complete hand-over-hand transition. What may kickstart that is that of Frank Woods being in the game files. There was a little bit of a leak that happened yesterday. This stuff was data mined beforehand, but kind of all came to light as of yesterday, in which Frank Woods seems to be a pre-order bonus for Black Ops Cold War, in which, just like how Captain Price was within Blackout, you'll now be able to use Frank Woods in Warzone in both MP and in Warzone. So that's kind of the transitional bleed over in that sense. But one thing that I kind of hope that we see start to happen with the bleed over, and maybe even is a result of this event maybe coming up this week, is that of the Ascension code that was listed in the game files and data mined around the Season 4 mid-season update, if I'm not mistaken, in which that was something that was really cool. For those that don't know exactly what I'm talking about here, back in the Season 4 Reloaded update, we saw a bunch of stuff data mined that actually has been kind of removed in some regards from the game files since then, i.e. the Frank Woods operator. He had voice lines and everything in the game files that have since been removed as of the Season 5 update, but if that leak holds true, in which he is actually a pre-order bonus, he should be coming back here in the very near future. But there also is one thing in relation to new announcer audio files that really at the time was something that we didn't have any idea what it meant unless you understood where it was from, to which that was a huge point to seeing where Warzone would transition into being a reveal for something else. The announcement went as follows: signal lost, aborting decryption, encrypted signal located, maintain signal while decoding. Your teammate is defending a decrypted signal, protect them, encrypted signal intercepted, sending you the code, code located, code acquired, Q1, resurrection, rooftops, core, redacted. Every journey begins with a single step. This is step 1. This way, everything is ready. A labor camp, a hellhole called Vorkuta, 54, 23, what is it? 5, 11, 19, 45, of course, lucky 7, Ascension, 7, 15, 1, 2, 19, 7, 25, 6, 13, 6, 7, 15, 14, 0. Now, if that sounds familiar, that's because it totally should.
Ascension 7, 15, 1, 2, 19, 7, 25, 6.
Now, right now, the actual reasoning for those game files, that new announcer audio that is from multiple different factions within Warzone, we don't know exactly what that will be used for, but dude, if that comes back and circles back to be a part of this event, this reveal process for Black Ops Cold War within Modern Warfare and Warzone and Verdansk, as stated by the trailer, by the multiple tweets, I think that I would lose it in terms of being such a COD nerd with that stuff, because to see that reference now tie back into the next project would be super cool in my opinion. And also to see that bleed over from an entirely different game, which may or may not now be bleeding into the same universe, I just still think it would be incredibly cool. But as for this event, we still don't really have a whole ton of information, but there's some stuff we can go off of that gives us a relatively decent idea of what to expect. Maybe it is a grand, large-scale event like Fortnite has done in the past. Maybe it's something smaller where the trailer just simply plays before the loading screen or something like that. But for what it's worth, Verdansk is going to be something that we seemingly want to be a part of this upcoming Wednesday, if I were to guess, probably around 10 a.m. Pacific time, maybe 9 a.m. Pacific time though, since we have seen recently it's been around noon Eastern for some of the reveals and some of the time gated stuff. So we'll have to wait and see how it all breaks down tomorrow with the week ahead blog. I would imagine we get something that at least gives us at least a little bit more of a heads up with this, because it's not going to be something that when it's this big, this marketed, they're not just going to drop it out of nowhere. So there needs to be some structure here to this, to which I would imagine that's announced maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, but it is something that I am incredibly looking forward to. But that's where we're at here at this, and that's what we're going to call it. I think that is the Warzone event and what it may hold here coming this week for Black Ops Cold War. Love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this? Are you hoping for a Fortnite-style grand live event, or maybe something else in particular? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare, and Warzone on a daily basis. We have so much stuff here coming up you guys do not want to miss, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected on YouTube. Practically on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.